right.
Nice.
Yeah. Who else is joining us? Is it just us?
No, there's another guy, excuse me, Tim, who's joining us, and there should be another woman, Sharon. So there's just 3 of you at the moment. But there, I've invited a few other people just to jump in on the intro, see if it's for them. If it's not for them, that's fine. But we'll see what happens. Yeah. So nice. I know Tim will be joining us in a second. He just emailed. He's actually on a school trip. And I haven't heard from Sharon, but she's paid up, so I'm assuming she's joining us. But
there's no guarantees.
No, that's right. It's not.
Oh, I had the delights of cold calling this morning. God, I still hate it, eh?
Oh, did you?
Decades of it, yeah, still.
Yeah.
But I made some last week, and they went. Didn't get any appointment secured, but they're all pleasant conversations, which is nice. But this morning's terrible.
Oh, was that?
Oh yeah.
Oh, just quite negative.
This young woman just laughed, said no, and I carried on talking to a dead phone. Just hung up.
See, that's I think that's less to do with cold calling. It's just quite rude.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, Sharon.
Hi, Craig. How you doing?
I'm well. How are you?
Yeah, good. Thank you. I can hear now that the hail's stopped.
Good. It's because I think we're all in Craig. I think Tim, who's joining us shortly, is up in the North Island, but you guys are both in Christchurch, aren't you?
Yep.
Yeah. Like I look out my window and I can see blue sky. That's crazy.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I know.
Who knows?
I know. Who knows, right?
Anyway, do you have a nice weekend?
Yeah, it was pretty relaxed. Thank you. My daughter I got an 11-year-old daughter. She had a touch tournament.
Oh wow!
Yesterday.
Gosh.
So they just got their final in. She won the final. They just got their final in before the rain started. So so it was pretty good timing.
Yeah. Did she win?
Yeah, smashed it.
Oh wow! Congratulations.
Yeah. They went through unbeaten, so she was pretty stoked.
40.
Got a free T-shirt and a gold medal.
Excellent. That's what you need when you're 11.
Right? Absolutely. To be fair, she's going to sound like a prideful parent here, but she's getting fairly used to gold medals, which is a nice thing. Just winning. Nice. Winning team. She's very much a team sport player, so she loves her team sports, and she's been lucky to be in some pretty good teams. So, so she's quite fortunate.
Oh, that's good.
We'll just give Tim another minute or so.
Yep.
And see if he's going to jump in there. But there's just 3 of you for this course.
Yep.
So Sharon, that's your AI.
I don't know how to make it stop.
No, don't worry, it's fine. Absolutely fine. I always encourage people to use an AI tool rather than take notes. I do it myself. I have on my phone. I have a transcribing tool because when I meet with clients, obviously I want to be present. I don't want to be taking notes while you're talking to me. So I encourage people to, in any meeting, to use an AI tool to record the meetings and then chuck out a transcription. That way you can actually be present, cognitively present in the meeting. So so don't worry. But it has been recorded too. This session has been recorded.
Oh yes, of course. Yes. Yeah.
So we will just jump into it.
Yeah.
I'm sure Tim won't be far away. He emailed me. He's actually just pulled over the side of the road to jump in. So we'll get straight into it. So I'm very fortunate, I guess, that I have met both of you outside of this, which is lovely. So it's nice to know you a little bit. But just in terms of I guess, a quick intro from me. So I was I left school and became a butcher, which is completely irrelevant. People go, oh, really? So I was a butcher for a while. I went to university, became a teacher, taught for about 11 years, owned my own business for about 12 years. Business went into liquidation, voluntary liquidation. Then I essentially started ProMind. So And my goal is to bring about change within individuals and organizations that allow for people to work in a less overwhelming and more proactive fashion. So that's kind of what I do. One thing I do need to warn you about is, and it's a funny thing to be warning people about, but I love what I do. I really genuinely do. And I get quite caught up in what I do. And every now and again, the F word will pop out. So I will try and I'll try and put the lid on there a little bit. But as I said, sometimes I get quite passionate about these conversations, and the F word does bang out. So I'll apologise in advance for that, just in case. Just in case it's likely to happen. Yeah, it's quite likely to happen. The other thing that I think is really important to communicate to you guys is that because I've owned my own business, the strategies that I talk about and that we will be going through are real strategies. They are for the real world. They're not just theoretical things that someone sitting at a desk has come up with. I make sure there's no point in going through these strategies and skills if they're not actually going to work in the real world, right? So one of the big things for me is that shit happens. Reality bites, right? So we can't say you need to do it this way and that's the only way, because that's what research tells us, because that's not reality. That's not how we live, right? So I'm very big on the impact of reality, and that any strategies and skills that I present and that I teach have to work in the real world. They're not just theoretical. So I just want to be really clear on that. As we go through the sessions, feel free to jump in anytime with questions. So we're not at high school. You don't have to leave until the end or anything. So I'm part of the sessions, and you'll see are anywhere from 60 to 90 minutes, because it does depend on the level of interaction, the number of questions, how we might sort of digress a little bit, etc., etc. So feel free just to sing out at any time. I thought we'd do a real quick activity. Would have been good if Tim was here, just more people was more fun, right? It's got nothing to do with what we're talking about. It's just a wee warm-up activity, get to know each other a little bit. We will be talking fairly regularly over the next 4 weeks. There's 4 weeks. So we're going to do a real quick activity. It's called 2 Truths and 1 Lie. So have you done this before, Sharon?
I play a game with the kids where you're either you have to lie, or you're on the faithful team, and it's like.
Oh, okay. So the idea here is that you come up with 3 facts or 3 things about you, 2 of which are true and 1 of which is a lie. And we're going to try and guess. So I'll try and, like Sharon and I will try and guess yours, Peter, and Peter, you and Sharon will try and guess mine, etc., etc. So I'll give you 1 minute. 1 minute to come up with 2 truths and 1 lie. And I'm just going to flick. While you're doing it, because I've already got mine, I'm super prepared. I will just flick Tim an email just to make sure he's okay, because he had said he's going to be here. There you go. Get in there. Okay, are we good?
Yeah.
I'm going to go first. All right. So I was born in Fiji. My eldest child is 27, and I have 3 children. So 2 of those are true and 1 is a lie. What do you reckon? Which one's the lie? It's easier to figure out the lie, right?
Number 3.
Which one? Number 3 is the lie.
3. Yep.
Why do you think that?
Because you've told me you've got 5 kids.
Oh, shit.
Thanks for making it easy, Craig.
Well, hey, I'm so glad you actually listened to me, Peter.
I was listening,
often I go to these meetings and, and I wonder how much people actually listen. Sorry, Tim is having issues trying to connect. I might just see if I can send him this link now. Sorry, guys. I just don't want Tim to miss out. Oh, this might be him coming through now. Okay. Right, Peter, what are your 3?
My three facts about me: I can play the piano.
Yep.
I'm one of 8 boys, and I'm a former aerobatics champion. Which one of those is?
Which one of those is a lie? What was the first one?
Play the piano.
Yeah, Sharon, I reckon number 3 is so far out, like it's got to be true.
Yeah,
Right,
I'm going to go number 2.
I'm okay. Yeah, what? I think it's number 1, but let's find out, Peter.
Okay.
I've never played the piano in my life. Except for could try chopsticks.
I can't even do that. Right, I'm just going to try this again. Sharon, what are your 3?
My 3 are, I was born and bred in Christchurch. My husband and I had our 29th wedding anniversary over the weekend, and we have 2 adult children.
I reckon born and bred in Christchurch is incorrect. What do you reckon?
Yeah, I
Peter?
reckon it's number 1. I don't think you were born and bred in Christchurch.
Oh, okay, you're right.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Where were you born and bred, Sharon?
I was. I grew up in Christchurch, but I was born in Sydney.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry about that. Born in Australia. You did
Oh,
obviously make the right trip across here.
Well, I was 11 months, so I didn't.
Oh.
Didn't really know.
Yeah. So you had no option.
No.
I don't know how to invite Tim to this. Oh Lord, this is just ridiculous. I've never struck this before with a meeting. He's been asked for a code.
Oh.
Yeah.
Has that happened to you before?
Teams on his phone?
Yeah.
Don't panic, Craig. I mangle these things all the time. I get too many.
Oh, yeah. This one
accounts.
Yeah. I don't think this is me. I think this is him because you guys have made it here. So yeah, I think it's something with his stuff. But that's all right. We're just going to carry on. So as I said, this is recorded, so he can show it. He can go through it if he wants to. So that's great. Great little way to just get to know each other a little bit. As I said, we're going to be working together for 4 weeks. So the way the format works over the next couple of weeks is that the Wednesday sessions are kind of the information sessions where we'll talk about a whole lot of strategies and things like that. Those are 12:30 every Wednesday, and they're from 60 to 90 minutes, depending on, as I said, depending on the level of conversation and interaction, because I don't want to say, sorry, we've got to go, when you've got really valuable questions and things you want to answer. The following Friday is always a bit of a Q&A. So there might be things, because there'll be a little bit of homework, and you might want to just touch base about some stuff on Friday. So, and that's just up to an hour long. It might only be 10 minutes. It might be up to an hour. Okay, so there'll be four info sessions on the Wednesday, and then there'll be 4 follow-up sessions. And then on the very last Monday of March, we will do a bit of a wrap up where we kind of consolidate all the information that we've learned, and we'll put in place, which is the really important thing, put in place how we're going to move forward with this new information. All right, so that's kind of how it works. Something I want to talk about a little bit just before we get into the stuff on Wednesday is knowledge, right? Because that's why we're here, right? So what I've identified over my time doing this is that knowledge isn't just one horizontal axis in terms of this is how much I didn't know and now I know this much. So from low knowledge to a high level of knowledge, there's more to it than just knowing a bunch of stuff and not knowing much. I think there's also a vertical axis in terms of knowledge. So again, from low to high, and that's more around about our ability to change, our ability to seek new knowledge and maybe change our mind based on that knowledge. So we have this horizontal axis around how much we know, not much to a lot. And then we have this vertical axis around how flexible we are around our information. And not everybody scores highly on that vertical axis. And if we go back to, and it really became really apparent with the COVID vaccine, right? So we look at what's happening in America at the moment. So I believe this to be true. This is my level of knowledge. It's quite high, and I believe it to be true. And nothing you can say or do is going to change what I believe to be true. It's going to change my understanding of this particular knowledge. So on the vertical axis, I'm quite low. And I believe what I believe, despite all of the evidence you might present me on the contrary. And then we have those people, I believe what I believe, but if you can show me otherwise and provide me with credible evidence, I'm happy to take that on board and maybe change my opinion or change my view on this particular topic. And it's those people that are generally have a growth mindset, and those are the people that generally want to learn more and more. Because we're not fixed in that particular mindset of this is what I know and what I know is true, regardless of any external information. So the assumption I have is that you're here because you are pretty high on that vertical axis in terms of you've been working a certain way for a certain period of time, but you recognize that there might be a different way or a better way, and you're happy to seek new information that might be contrary to what you already know. So what I want to know is, what is it that you want to learn while you're here? What is that extra knowledge? What are you hoping to achieve out of these 4 weeks?
Different strategies that are going to improve the way I work that I don't know about, that I do have an idea about, but have struggled to implement.
So what are those that you have an idea about, but perhaps need more information or knowledge on?
Working my calendar. Like I can color code it till the cows come home, but can I stick to it?
Yep.
No.
That's common, right? And that's not to say that it's a good thing, but it's a very common thing. Yeah. What about you, Peter?
Oh, it's a little bit complicated, but I've been doing things a certain way and tried various things over decades. God, listen to me.
I'm hearing you.
Yeah, I was, and most in particular, like I've worked in corporates, worked in small businesses. I've had the great green mail stashed in my bank account every month, regardless, and taking it for granted. For the last 10 years, I've been responsible for my own revenue, my own expenditure. I'm licensed to sell a particular product, and I'm sort of running out of ideas almost after 10 years. Most importantly, I'm looking for some inspiration. I'm stuck with this thing. I can't really walk away from it. In fact, no, I cannot walk away from it. it's probably not really worth a lot on the market. And I want to keep working for another 10 years. I just don't necessarily want to do this. Well, more importantly, I don't want to do this the way I'm currently doing it.
Yeah.
So struggling with enthusiasm, inspiration, prospecting, dealing with customers not paying me, dealing with the things that I don't really want to deal with. I don't know, I just need to I need to lead myself a lot more. And so just looking for strategies that might help me do that. I need a reset in my thinking,
Okay.
But it's really a psychological challenge that I'm facing more than anything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's
Yeah, and that's
complicated.
Yeah, but that's everything's in our head, right? And we're going to talk around a lot about change and change. Everything that we do in terms of the way you and I all work is all cognitive. So it's all in our head, and that there's large implications for that in terms of energy, in terms of the way we approach different tasks, in terms of our mindset. I'm very confident, Sharon, very, very confident that we can, for you, make the calendar something that you can be proud of and something that you can use as a positive tool for you, not something that creates some anxiety and stress and frustration, which I'm picking up as kind of where it's at now. Like, don't bother because it's frustrating the shit out of me. I never get anything done in there. Would that be a fair?
Yeah. I mean, I have to do things differently, and this is one tool that could help me.
Yeah. So, and again, Peter, we will talk a lot around how we view things and what changes we can make. Already, the fact that you are here, as I said, if we look at that vertical axis, demonstrates your desire to learn and change and do something different. Right. And we'll talk a little bit about that. So over the next 4 weeks, what we're going to talk about or what you're going to learn is what I call the 4 pillars of performance. So those 4 pillars are structure, prioritization, procrastination, and interruptions and distractions. And in terms of those last 2, procrastination, interruptions, and distractions, what strategies and skills can we implement to reduce both of those things? All right, those 4 pillars, they work like a building. Okay, and the overarching roof or ceiling of that building is performance. And if we drop any one of those pillars, then we drop our performance. There's nothing to hold up our roof. And just like a building, all 4 of those pillars interact with one another, and they rely on one another to keep that roof of that building from falling in on our heads. All right. So none of these strategies that we're going to look at, none of these pillars really can be implemented in isolation. So, for example, Sharon, if we talk about your calendar, if we just say, you'll just put stuff in your calendar, there's 3 types of calendar users, and we'll talk about that a little bit later on. But you need to understand a little bit about yourself in terms of how your cognitive energy ebbs and flows. Because if you're putting stuff in the wrong time in your calendar, what that's going to lead to is procrastination. Okay, because you're not potentially in a cognitive space to do this particular task. So therefore, procrastination will become a part of your day within that set. If you don't understand how to measure your time frames really well, and as human beings we generally don't do that well. If you don't understand how much time to assign to a particular task or a particular project, then anxiety is going to be created because you've filled out this big beautifully color-coded calendar, but you haven't really given yourself the ability to complete a task because you've underestimated the time it's going to take. If you don't understand how to prioritize, then you're waiting for the day today to see what's important today or tomorrow and then put that in your calendar, and by then it's too late. So all of these things work together, and we're going to look at each one individually, but also how they combine with the other 3. Okay. So as I said, any questions, just sing out. So we talked about the format. So this will be a fairly short meeting. What 12:53? Really just an intro. 4 Wednesday sessions from 12:30 on, 4 Friday sessions from 12:30 on. Then there's the wrap up at the end. So by the end of March, my goal for you is that you will have the knowledge of the strategies and skills to allow you to become more proactive in your work, to allow you to work with less overwhelm, and to allow you to spend your time and energy where it matters most for you. Whether that's personal or professional, that doesn't matter. It's the same. We want to make sure that you have the ability to have time and energy to put where you desire it to be most effective. Okay. The challenge, of course, is implementing it. And part of what I see as part of my role is not just telling you the information, but also supporting you to implement it, because we all know that change is not easy. All right. And we all know that old phrase, you can take a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. So I'm going to take you to the water, and I'm going to hold your reins and encourage you to drink as much as possible. But ultimately, I can't make the change for you. Okay. Again, the fact that you're here suggests that on that vertical axis of knowledge, you're very keen to learn something new. So we're going to wrap up now. Are there any questions before I give you your first piece of homework? Do you feel that you're coming into there will be another email coming out, of course, before Wednesday, but are you confident that you're going into Wednesday understanding what we're going to be talking about?
Yeah. Oh, good. Yeah.
It's just going to be quite uncomfortable.
Yeah.
What's that, Peter?
It might be quite uncomfortable.
It will be uncomfortable, but we know change is uncomfortable,
That's
right?
why we're here,
Yeah. And I will pad the cushions as much as I can. And again, that's what I'm here for, is to make the process as easy for you as possible. But we all know, there's 2 types of change that happen to us. One is forced change, and that's redundancy, that's getting your driver's license. That's forced change because there's a society and your peers are pushing that through for you. You kind of have to do it. Don't change into email was a forced change. Society and technology dictated that we went from licking stamps to sending electronic mail, right? And there's forced change. Your boss will come to you and say, well, like for you, Sharon, in insurance, legislation changes. You've got to change with the legislation. You have no choice. So that's forced change. Easy, because we have no control over that. We just do as we're told, whether it's society telling us or our boss. Chosen change, which is what you have decided to do by being here, is always harder, because you have to make that decision every single day. So every day, we're going to talk about calendars, for example. Then from every day, you're going to have to make a conscious decision to do things a little bit differently. And that is hard. So yes, it's going to be uncomfortable, but part of my role is not just to give you the information, but to, as I said, fluff the pillows and help you transition through that difficult change. Okay.
That's the important part for me, is because I like change. Like I'm not afraid of it. I'm okay with it, and especially if you're like choosing it, keen, and like can see the benefits of it. But the actual barrier that you then come across because you're doing something differently, like you're ingrained to do something in a certain way. That's where things fall apart for me, is like where the rubber hits the road and you run out of time or whatever. It's just like the brain is like, well, just do it this way. It's, that way. Yeah.
And you guys will all have, over your professional careers, you'll have all gone to a PD session, right? And they go, and you sit there for the hour and you go, shit, that's great information. I need to be doing that. And then you walk out of that PD session and you're all enthusiastic and like, yes, I'm going to change I'm going to be different. So tomorrow you're different. Tomorrow you do these things that you learned in this PD session, but then over the next couple of days, shit gets busy and you get stressed and you get anxious. So you go, I haven't got time to put energy into this. I'm just going to do what I know is quick and easy because it's quick and easy.
Yeah.
So, and we've all been there, right? And so that, like you're saying, Sharon, that is the real challenge of change, is not the information, but it's the follow-up from that information, which brings me to your homework. So we talked about the 4 pillars. Do you remember what they are?
Procrastination.
Yes.
Interruptions.
Yes.
Distractions.
Yeah, interruptions, distractions, yes.
Structure.
Structure and...
Was it scheduling?
Yeah, or using your calendar, yeah. So prioritization was the other one. So
Okay.
prioritization, structure, procrastination, and interruptions, distractions. So part of that is using your calendar and creating structure. So your homework, because this is the first stage of change, right? We have to be okay at letting something go. So if I want to change something, I have to be okay of letting go of the way I was doing it or the way I'm doing it currently. And I don't mean that we kind of, oh yeah, I'm going to do it differently tomorrow. We have to be psychologically and mentally, we have to let that thing go. We've got to extract ourselves and separate ourselves from whatever it was. So whether it's your calendar the way you used to use your calendar, Sharon, you've got to be comfortable with saying, no, I'm done with that. It's causing me too much anxiety, too much stress. I'm happy for that just to shift aside. And Peter, it might be around your approach to certain things within your business, and you've got different requirements out of this 4 weeks, which is fantastic. So the first thing I want you to do is identify what you want to change, and then really dig deep into letting that go. Be really firm on the fact that you're okay about doing something different, and whatever it is you're changing, that's just it's going to go down the drain. And then on Wednesday, we're going to start looking at some new skills and some new strategies. Okay.
Yeah. There's one of these appointment times that I just cannot make. The rest of been able to fit into my schedule, but it happens to be this Wednesday. So my apologies. I'll catch up on the definitely.
They are all recorded.
Yeah.
And as I said, so you'll get the recording, and if you want to jump in on Friday with some questions, that's a good opportunity for that, because obviously, Peter, if you're here, you might be able to ask those questions directly. Sharon, you might watch the recording and jot down some questions, and then you can ask those of me on Friday. But obviously, you're both welcome on the Friday.
Yeah, I'll be here Wednesday. Can't make Friday.
Yeah, no, good as gold. All right.
Yeah. What am I going to change? I'm disorganized and do what I got to do in the day, and I've got all day to do it, and some things don't get done.
Yeah. So for you, it's structure.
I like to do.
Yeah, structure and organization, right? For you.
Yeah.
And Sharon, for you, and I'm not putting ideas in. This is from what I'm hearing. Like, it might be around your calendar and structure, Sharon. But I want you to have a think about that, and I want you to really get comfortable and be okay with the prospect of changing that. All right. So we're going to go into Wednesday with a really clear, open mind and a real view for change. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, nice to see you both, guys. Short and sweet today. We'll see you, Peter, 12:30 on Wednesday. And Sharon, maybe we'll catch up on Friday.
Friday. Perfect.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay,
Thank you,
guys.
Craig.
Nice to meet you,
See you.
Bye, guys.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye.